You know, normally, when I'm doing this initial test... Hi, by the way. I like to turn off the music that I'm listening to, but... You know, normally, when I'm doing this initial test... It's a little bit quiet. I like to turn off the music that I'm listening to, but goddamn, that Guardians Crusade music gets me every time, dude. Turning up the gain a little bit. Blah, 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 test, test, test. Turning up the gain a little bit. Blah, 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 test, test, test. Blah, 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 test, test, test. Okay, I think that's better. Hi. How you doing? I'm excited. So I see some people asking me questions about my video game. It's funny that you bring up the home base, because I was actually just thinking about that earlier today. Yes. I don't know how complex it's going to be, but yes, I do have a home base planned. I've always had a soft spot for that kind of thing. For those who don't know, one of my main game design influences is actually a kinda lesser known franchise called Suikoden. And base building and army building is a huge part of that game. And I've always found it really appealing. So, yes, I will have, like, a home base. It's like a castle that you commandeer from the enemy, basically. And you can, customize it, you can upgrade it. There's, like, special shops and stuff that sell things that are only available there through side quests. You also have a relationship, like, you have a running relationship with a lot of the people in that town that you manage. So, a lot of them are people from the First Village, so you know them pretty well. They're basically, they're your buddies. They're your allies that don't fight. And, you know, like, they build equipment for you. One of them builds a ship for you. You can upgrade the ship. You can upgrade your home base to make it more defensible for certain missions. And, in general, you can get a lot of equipment, so... yeah. I love that kind of thing, man. Nihon Falcom Corporation. This still drives me crazy, as I'm sure it drives you a lot. Drives all of you crazy. That is obnoxious. Ugh. I apologize if you didn't notice that and I'm bringing your attention to it, but fuck. If I have to suffer witnessing this, I won't suffer alone. But yeah, the home base will be fairly customizable. I don't want to use my mouse, because then the mic picks it up. Get the text out of here! Oh! You're right! I'm sorry, Mom! Every now and then. Every now and then, I still fuck up. Thank you, Rek. You're very important to me. Kitsune Hawk, hi! Kitsune Hawk is another great YouTuber that y'all should definitely check out. He runs character development and a bunch of other little projects. He's a cool dude. And we got Red Angel here. We got the whole nerdy trifecta. Red Angel is another great YouTuber I highly recommend you check out. I've been feeling Red. It's been a little while since we've had a real talk. Let's see, I think that we are... yeah. So I believe that we just completed that last quest. And that's one of the story missions. Is this the... yep, okay. We're off to a good start. I do, like... so I was thinking about this game a lot today. And one thing that's, like, very much on my mind lately is the concept of a gripping intro, because that's what I'm semi-finalizing in my own project. And I was just thinking, like, the reception that this game got was pretty universal yesterday when I started playing it. Pretty much everyone was on the same exact page. They all, like, everyone who sticked around thought it was very fun later on, but Christ, that intro.
Alright, we're good to go.
Let me turn down the volume a little bit. You're a very charming boy, Joshua, but that's a little loud. For my taste, anyway. Ooh, finally. Yes, Katsuneho talks about weeby junk and Irish myths for a living. It's quite an eclectic pairing. But that's part of the charm. There's another place around here that I want to check out. That's the farm. That's Pretzel Farm. I'm never going to stop calling it that. There's a military checkpoint somewhere. I legit fell asleep because I couldn't hold my interest, not because of UMC love you. Oh, it's okay, Rick. I wasn't taking it as an insult. Hello, dethroned King Mitch. Why is there a tear in your beer, Mitch? Oh. That's the right way. We can't do that. We can't go the right way. That's right. I keep on forgetting that we have this. It's very important. It's one of the best features in this game, seriously. Yeah, Kitsune guest starred in Symposium, that podcast that existed for like 5 episodes. Was it even 5? I was absent for one of them, I think. That was not a long-lived podcast. Ooh. Is this the first or second? It is the first, and I believe I'm about 3 or 4 hours in, give or take. Because it's hard to gauge how fast you progress when you're streaming. Also, hi. That's quite a name. Krzysztof Dluzinewski. Do you just have that name to make streamers suffer trying to pronounce it? If so, I can respect that. But I really enjoy this game so far. But I was thinking about... I've started to try finding shapes in the sky as they pass by. Yeah. It's not a very eventful job, I imagine. But I was talking about the intro of this game and how kind of slow-paced it was. And it makes me realize, like, I'm okay with slow burn RPGs. Most of my favorite RPGs have better pacing at the beginning. But, man, this is a slow burn. And if you're not, like, already invested in it, like, invested into the characters and such, which I am, then you're gonna have trouble. It's been a while since we last met. I like that there's so much, like, optional stuff, like, you can poke around in all these environments pretty thoroughly. Oh, he's Luke's dad. You raised an asshole, man. You gotta be there for your kid more. I'm absolutely ashamed as a father. Okay, now I just feel bad. I'm sure it's perfectly normal for a boy his age to be naughty like that. I mean, even I ran around outside of town when I was young. Yeah, and you're supposed to be a girl. Fucking racist. Haha, you're certainly as full of energy as usual. Why did I say racist? I'd love to get you to share some of that vigor with my new recruits. I'm thinking recently about doing a simulated battle to whip my men into shape, so I put in a request at the guild for a few good men or women to play the part of enemy soldiers. That's actually really fun. Yes, I'd love to do that. I might not be ready to do this, though. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have done this so impromptu. Because, like, I'm running very basic starter equipment, and I really don't want to lose to these guys. These fucking scrubs. Look at these casuals. They're both using the same Sprite skin. Get good. Buy some loot boxes. Everyone advance 5 steps forward. I like how the one on the left is a little apprehensive. I know I was bored before, but I know it's just training and all, but it still scares the living daylights out of me. This is a training exercise, so please refrain from speaking. You all need to take this seriously as if this were a real battle. Stella and Joshua, you don't need to hold back on my men. That was my intention from the beginning. We'll do as you request. Yeah. These kids are gonna die. It's my actual name. I used to go by Rafe, but I needed my real name to be more visible in an online conference. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that I butchered it. Please submit a full pronunciation guide before registering with the MC Profit stream. Thank you. That was sarcasm. Fragile babies. They have guns, so it doesn't really matter where they're positioned, honestly. I'm pretty sure that they're just gonna cream us no matter what we do, really. This is one of my favorite parts, though. That's one of my favorite parts of this battle system, the fact that you can interrupt moves of the enemy by using your S-Break. That's what makes the Limit Break so special in this game. That's a great idea. It's a very unique kind of move. Adds a lot to the game. And I don't think that this is going to kill him, but it might. Oh, so close. Paintball, huh? Oh, blind. Well, I have a healing item that can revive people. Let's have you... Yeah, definitely. The battle system is a huge highlight for me, though. But, like I was saying with the intro, I think that when you have such a slow-paced intro, you just run such an inherent risk of alienating people. Which is a shame, because this game is so good now. I really love it. I find it very charming, really creative. The gameplay is the fucking highlight, easily. It's so cool. Such a great system. I love being able to stun people like that. I love the amount of strategy that's already available to me. I don't like that you're about to get an attack bonus, even if you are. You might be stunned through that turn. What happens if I move? I don't think I'm gonna finish him. Please be stunned. Nice! Okay, good. I wasn't even sure if that's what that icon represented. Damn. But yeah. Simple, engaging, interesting. Yes, I did see. I saw your remix, Marcus. It made me very, very happy. If you're okay with it, I want to share it later, actually. Get a loot box for a sprite with a green hat, exactly. There's a tear in my beer because D&D was cut short yesterday. I'm very sorry to hear that, Mitch. But yeah, as you can probably see if you're new, I know that some of y'all are new, this is a great battle system. It's very charming. It requires thinking ahead by several steps. You can see the bonuses that were on the side there that match up with whatever turn. It's cool. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. We're not all feral kids like you. I hate sore losers. I think what Estelle just said a moment ago is how the citizens of this region really feel. Do you really have what it takes to protect them? It seems as though both of you need to take another look in the mirror. Yes, sir. Yeah, the writing in this is pretty great. That's another massive highlight. Also, hey, More to Kill. It's always good to see you, man. But, it is, like, very well written. The dialogue is fantastic. It's just a shame that, like, the plot is so slow-moving at the beginning. It doesn't bother me that much, but I can see how this would chase people away. Because as we've established, the aliens have not invaded yet. I don't think aliens invade in this game. Yeah, that scene yesterday, right at the end, was a great example. I won't really spoil it here, because you can just go watch it. It's, like, towards the end of the archive. Like, you know, the most recent video on my Twitch. Like, towards the end, there's a very nice, engaging, emotional scene between Estelle and Joshua. Quest. Okay, cool. That just says that the quest is over. You want to know what one of the best parts of streaming a game? You can look at your stream feed and see dialogue that you missed if you skip through things too quickly. I'm like, did I get an item? Fuck. Well, I guess I better time travel and find out what it was. Huh. Whew, if not for that training, this place would have been more placid on the farm. I'm not okay with the fact that there's only 2 people with pea shooters here. Like, they literally shot a paintball at me. I'm not okay with the fact that you guys are armed with paintball guns. It is especially weird in a fantasy world, like how, I don't even know if mundane's the right word. Mundane might be a little bit harsh. Also, you're the quest enemy, aren't you? You look like hardcore bad news. I'm gonna save. You look horrible. In fact, I can almost guarantee I'm gonna die. I also don't know which way you're facing. I'm sure that that's the point. Let's try. I love this silly-ass boss battle music. I'm assuming that there's more serious boss music eventually, but it's cute. It suits the lighthearted atmosphere of the intro. I'm told that this game, I'm told that this franchise in general gets pretty dark and pretty serious, but I don't know. I just hope it doesn't pull an Undertale on me. Something bad's gonna happen. I'm surprised that there's not a defend option. You'd think that there would be in a game that's pretty tactical like this. You are weak to fire. That's handy. Now, I don't believe... Oh, that's wonderful! Joshua. You fucking stud. Oh! We got this. We're good. I'm not worried anymore. Ooh. Wow. I guess it's a good thing that I have fire equipped. So, what's really cool that I just noticed... Oh! I like the panicked music right at the end, like, oh! My spleen just flew across the street, but we won. I was not ready for that. That was pretty good. Exterminate. Holy shit. I was not ready for that, but we did it! We did it. But I like how it rewards you for being prepared like that. Like, that thing is like such a critical weakness that you can exploit. And if you don't exploit it, that was probably going to be a pretty hard fight, because it wasn't taking any damage from physical attacks at all. But I like that a lot. That was fun. Also, what the fuck? I guess in the future, if I ever encounter something like that, I have to be very far away from it. Many very happy-feeling games have very dark themes going on. Yeah. That's part of the appeal of a lot of those kinds of games. Like, I admire any game that's willing to kind of cover the full emotional spectrum. Especially stuff for kids. Because I was thinking about, Majora's Mask again. And just how, like, whenever I play that, I just remember this interesting conversation I had with you guys about, like, kid media. And, like, what the distinction is between children's media and media that's for adults, or media that's just okay for kids, but not specifically aimed at them. You know, that kind of distinction. But, yeah, we're just reporting the main quest stuff, and then the side quest stuff comes later. And we gained extra BP. Not positive why? Probably because we snuck up on the monster, and, like, came up with a good tactic early on, something like that. Maybe it's because we were merciful, I don't know. I think it was premature on their part, but I won't pursue the matter any further. I mean, it's ultimately up to them. But, and yeah, like, a game that is, like, child-appropriate, it's totally up to, like, the individual kid, like, what they're ready for. And I think that a lot of media tends to kind of underestimate what kids are ready for. And I kind of like that, like, modern cartoons, shit like Adventure Time, like, they're silly and they're largely made with kids in mind, but they're willing to get darker. Like, you fight like, Finn fights the fucking Lich in Adventure Time, okay? Like, that's a recurring villain, I'm pretty sure. So I admire the fact that, you know, people acknowledge that kids are ready for that kind of content. Also, I really like this little conversation that's going on here. I shouldn't have talked over it. This is the conflict of streaming. A text-based game. But, I do like how Joshua's kind of learning, like, how much his actions have consequences, because, you know, like, he strikes everyone as, like, he's the kid who's got his shit together and keeps Estelle in line, but he's also very insensitive and kind of desensitized. To become a high-ranking bracer, one must have more than combat strength. A well-honed mind and flexible problem-solving skills are also required. You're kind of a diplomat in a lot of situations, I think. Because, like, the Bracers are an international guild, which is something I actually did not know until recently. I must have missed that in my first playthrough. But the fact that they're international means that they're kind of this international diplomatic force on all sides. Like, Estelle's father is currently working in another country. So, I like that. It puts you in an interesting political position. There's a lot going for this game. If you're not into that slow burn, then it's gonna fucking drag for you, but I like this setup. Because it kind of introduces you to the daily life of these characters in much more detail than most games would, and I think that that has a lot of benefit, but it's also a big creative risk. Request on the mayor. Because, you know, you don't start the game with fights, you don't start the game with action or, like, high emotional stakes. You just start the game kind of living a daily life scenario with these characters, and I think that that's interesting. You know, it's actually kind of an unorthodox approach, because you don't see this kind of intro very often, where it takes so long to just dive into the daily lives of these characters. And while I'm personally okay with it, I can totally get why a lot of people got bored of this game pretty quick. Well, 1 second, guys. I believe... Yes, I did. Let me send one message, guys, real quick. There we go. Cool. Yeah, just wanted to send a message to someone, let them know that we're underway. So you two were trained by Shara, then? Yep, you got it. I guess we're on the same boat. I think that everyone is trained by her. Who's have to be one of the best bracers in the entire kingdom. That sassy bitch. I've worked together with her and I can tell you that her nickname, Silverstreak, isn't for show. Beginning with your father, Cassius, the Roland branch is blessed with some extremely skilled bracers. Yeah. It's weird that there's like only 5 bracers in this whole town. I guess it's not a huge town, but it's not really a small town. I don't know. It's bigger than most starting villages, that's for sure. This game has a very charming atmosphere. And a lot of that just comes down to how detailed these environments are. Like, there's so many miscellaneous props, I wish you could examine more of them and get lore that way. I talked about that before, but that's my preferred way of conveying lore. Oh, great, we have to... Yeah, we have to manually report to Aina? Whatever the hell her name is. Oh god, yes. People are reminiscing about that samurai guy, the sword trainer in Majora's Mask, who was hiding in the fetal position in his back room. That probably fucked up a lot of kids. I'm kind of fortunate in the sense that I didn't play Majora's Mask when I was really young, and a lot of it would just go over my head and traumatize me. Okay. I like how it automatically adds, like, everything to your quest journal. Short. Yeah, this is kind of the thing, like, you have a very small window of time for a lot of these. Like, it shows you, when it says, like, long-term, that just means that if you progress in the story too far, like, you know, you'll miss the opportunity to complete these. A flower known as a bear claw, and a savory pinion. Okay. Oh wait, we have to report the other things. So we got the soldier training, we got +2 and +200. I'm assuming that has to do with the fact that we won. I kind of wish that it, like, explained somewhere, like, what the bonuses are for. But I like that those bonuses are there. Received information quartz as a perk. Information quartz? Is that like a scan item? I hope so. Yeah. Be able to perceive enemy status. Well, I feel like, I mean, we can already see health and weaknesses. Like, what else do we really need to see? I don't know. I can't imagine how useful that other information is. Let's see. The thing with children is that they often have very little life logic, so adults don't always realize what's going to scare them. Kids tend to take absurd situations very seriously. Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, you have to gather your... Like, you have to, like, acknowledge what kids are going to be going through. Definitely. But Estelle, don't be a handful for Joshua. Shit. Fuck. I mentioned this before, but something I absolutely adore about this game is just how often the NPC dialogue updates. Like, I'm never going to be able to demonstrate it that well in this stream, like, at all, but it's definitely a thing, and it's very, very cool. It's not a huge damage difference. Oh, wait, no, we have plenty of money. That's the only time you'll ever hear me say that about anything. ADF. Not a lot of armor options early on, but yeah. I'm a sucker for customizability. Prevents poison, blind, and sleep. Blind seems to be happening pretty often. I don't know. It's a tough call. I wish I had plenty of money. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of other things that younger me was afraid of. I remember being so scared of the Re-Dead's fucking Redeads in general. Redeads and Ocarina of Time actually, like, fucking ruined me as a kid. I think that I stopped... I recall playing Ocarina very briefly when I was a kid, and the Redeads might seriously be why I stopped. Because I think I played it as at a friend's house, and I was just like, nope. And funnily enough, he was also like, nope. I think that's enough of that. And it was. Let's see. Alright, equipment. Saucy. I don't know if there's any, like, purpose behind keeping obsolete equipment. Oh, that's a shame. You can't, like, scroll through characters really quickly. Pet peeve. Even I could do that in my game. My game's better. Get it together, game designers. Get it together, game designers. When I examine this fire, you'll be like, ouch! Get it together, game designers. She's just up here drinking alone. Moderation is everything. I mean, you're getting crunk up in the attic. Don't touch me. You're still young and inexperienced, so there's no shame in asking those around you for help. Especially you, Joshua. You're the type to have to keep all your feelings pent up inside, right? That's been a source of concern for me. I'm sorry I've caused you any undue worry. Even then he tries to play it off. Like, Joshua can't deal with people being concerned about him. I like these characters. They're cute. I'm not worried about Estelle being unable to share her feelings with the world, though. Wait a second, that doesn't sound like a compliment. Well, nobody said your outspokenness was a bad thing. Oh, so this world does have guns. Like, just readily available everywhere. I've always found that weird in fantasy settings. I guess that these are like flintlock guns, so there's still logic for using melee weapons at least. It's the Industrial Revolution, what are you gonna do? People used swords for a little while. Let's be honest, the guy can make you explode by touching you, that's messed up. Yeah. The villain in Osmosis Jones, that's what you're talking about. That actually really got to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I distinctly remember looking at that just like... I distinctly recall that guy murdering several people on screen. And then, like, showing some of the grisly details. It's like, oh, it's cartoony and they're blobs, but, like, they're still human-shaped. They have fucking feelings. They can talk. They're not like a slug. It's like in, what the hell is it called? It's not Toontown. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? When they put the living, sentient cartoon shoe with eyes and a mouth and a voice into a vat of turpentine, and it dissolves and dies. And it's like screaming in the process. I remember seeing that as a kid, like, what the fuck? It's not okay. I didn't need to see that. No one needs to see that. Now, what the fuck am I doing? Plot. I don't want to do plot. Find the shiny rock, mushroom. Looking for a rare mushroom that grows only where there are rich deposits. My name is Orvid. I'll be waiting at the landing port. Orbment replacement. Melder's Orbal Factory. Medical necessities. Church boy. By which I mean priest. Here's a fun fact. Don't call priests church boys. I learned that the hard way. They don't appreciate it. Dawn braces! How long do they intend to keep me waiting? Is this... I actually forget what this game is rated. Whenever I see the word darn, I'm like, what is this game rated? Why didn't they use the bad words, the big boy bad words? Well, I'll be. That's a Bracer emblem, if I'm not mistaken. I've been waiting for you to show up. I have an urgent job. Do you have time to hear my request? Sure. I'll give you a rundown and explain the details of the job. let me formally introduce myself. I am Orvid, representative for Orvid Co. Limited. I'm Estelle, and this is Joshua. Nice to meet you. Estelle and Joshua, is it? The two of you are quite young, if I do say so myself. We're actually pretty new to this whole bracer thing. Greenhorns. Oh well, I guess you'll have to do. Pardon, rude bitch? Never mind, I was just talking to myself. How about holy boys? Can you call a priest a holy boy? Is it okay if I go up to someone and say, hey, Mr. Godman? The first guy he kills, and we're talking about Osmosis Jones again. The first guy he kills is especially slow and painful, and he slices through people in other scenes. What the fuck? They're real, unlike slugs. That's a good point, Son FX guy. Thank God slugs aren't real. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Soil rich with septium. Septium, I keep on mispronouncing it. I need to look at the meaning of septium. There's a lot of very, very rich lore in this world. Light green color. Firefly fungus. So it kind of glows. Okay. Alright. That seems pretty simple. I believe that I did this in the last time I played. It's been a long time since I played this game. Where's that Splatoon Miiverse post saying, I wish squids were real? Me too, man. I really do. There's so many exciting tentacles. I see like weird clipping issues and I think it's a mushroom. So this is a very nice scenic kind of... Tell me this place doesn't remind you of like Pikmin. The forest... Like the forest zone in Pikmin 1. That is exactly what this place looks like to me. Wow. Actually, that's kind of a fun idea. How would you guys react to a Pikmin stream? Like either the first one or the second one. I've never beaten the second one because I always do challenge runs and I'm really insistent about it. Here's a fun fact for you. Pikmin is one of the only games that I've ever done a challenge run in. And the challenge run is I don't let a single Pikmin die. And I got pretty far in 2 and I actually beat 1. And it's so not how the game is designed, but it's totally possible. And it makes the game so much more fun. Because I don't want to see any, like, sad little ghosts. I'm responsible for these young lives. I'd be down, never played Pikmin. Yeah. This music is pretty fire, it's nice. And I don't think that, you can see, like, these bonuses, by the way, on the side here. Like, where Estelle's little head there is, next to the exclamation point. That means I get a critical this turn. As far as I can tell, criticals are not random. You can only set them up like that. There's a lot of thought in this battle system. Pikmin 2 make death pretty gruesome. It makes you feel so bad. It's like literally that challenge run was inspired by the fact that, you know, like, no, I refuse to let this happen. Also, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Oh, how much? Yeah, it's not that bad. Yeah, something I'm a little worried about is, getting over-leveled here. Fireball. I like how these guys are weak to literally every element. Like, just slight... Oh, fuck, I didn't want to do that. I completely misclicked. Now I'm just going to take unnecessary damage. Pro gamer. I'm noticing that, you know, like, I've progressed pretty far here. And I'm still encountering the same enemies. And it kind of makes me wonder if they expected you to do literally every side quest. And I don't know if I'm going to do every one of them. There's a lot of incentive to do so, because it's kind of the only way you get a reliable amount of money or new items. Have the siblings fallen in love yet, or woken up naked next to each other without much memory of the night previous? Yeah, that's kind of an uncomfortable cloud hanging over this game, isn't it? I don't know how I feel about it. It's like, they didn't really grow up together, they've known each other for 5 years, but, you know, like, you lived in the same house, you have the same last name, adopted or not. It's like this weird tension that comes up in Japanese media every now and then, and it's not like it's everywhere, but it's frequent enough to be like, what are you fucking doing, Japan? I'm gonna heal myself. No, I'm not. I'm gonna use an item. Oh, I'm fucked no matter what I do. Please don't gang up on her. This is not easy. See, now, this is actually kind of a threatening scenario here. Can I kill you? Yes, okay. I like how this game is still keeping me on my toes. I was just talking about being over-leveled, but you can get fucked over pretty easily in this. Yeah. You gotta plan it out, do the dual strike, follow it up with this. Get rid of at least one threat. I like how demented Joshua's eyes look during that little animation, and the fact that he's like... You know, he starts out the game equipped with weapons that are described as assassin's weapons. And he has a troubled past, and I'm just kind of curious. Like they do leave in a lot of little details about Joshua that make him interesting. UMC, quick question, what's your thought on Metroid 3 Corruption and Mechanic? Where you have to balance your strengths phase on, or it means game over. I love it. I always enjoyed pretty much everything about that game. But, I think that some of the most intense moments in that game came from the simple fact of, you know, here you are, the odds are stacked against you, you have no choice but to go into this mode that innately risks your life anyway. And I love that system, and it resulted in a lot of emergent storytelling for me. Because I have a lot of distinct memories of these oh shit moments on my path through that game. That might be it. Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Not really, they're not actual siblings, so who cares? Puritanical blah blah blah. I don't know. It's like... I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. This is a really... I don't know where they're going with it, and, like, they... It's debatable, the kind of relationship that they have, so... I don't think it's that creepy. They didn't grow up with each other. They're also the same age. There's not a lot of, like, predatory subtext to this. Oh, fuck. It's the Cat Crew. The local biker gang. This is a really nice battle system. I see a lot of potential that I hope it's taken advantage of later in the game. I mean, it already kind of is. I think that right now, I'm at that point where I'm debatably over-leveled. So... let's try to get rid of you. Great, now people are that's another reason I was kind of hesitant to continue this game, because I know that people are going to be debating incest now, and I'm like... Oh, wait, fuck, I'm not still okay, that's really good to know. As you can see, Estelle is no longer charging up a spell. So, that's kind of interesting. So you can't start charging a spell and then follow it up with a limit break, because then it'll cancel the spell. Okay. I thought I was being a clever boy. But no. I gotta start building up my CP. You don't need more Sepith. Well, I guess you got it. Oh my god, they do no damage. I know that he does a little bit more damage. I don't know how much more. Oh, never mind. Really? Why does she do more damage all of a sudden? Also, what the hell? This guy's seriously doing 0 damage to me already? Like, you guys have been watching me. I haven't grinded. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, like, how much content there is in this game. I like how there's, like, all these side quests that actually have character development and little side stories and funny character interactions. That's really charming, and I think that that's one of the game's best selling points, but it doesn't seem like they totally balance the game around that idea. The rest of the series improves and expands on the combat in a lot of cool ways. I've heard great things about Trails of Cold Steel, I believe is what it's called. So I'm pretty excited to try that out. Also, hi Sabo. How you doing tonight? Sorry for being quiet, I'm currently finishing at part 1 of my novel. Nice. Part 1 of your novel, I'm assuming, is what you meant to say. I read that as apartment 1 of my novel, and I'm like, that's not how novels work. Uh-oh. Estelle's gonna murder somebody, as always. Found white bracelet. Is that the blind thing? I hope it is. Because that's the only status event that I've literally encountered thus far. Yes. Okay, cool. Definitely want you to have that, because Estelle can do pretty much anything, really, at this point in the game. But Joshua's pretty reliant on physical attacks. Actually, let's look at their stats real quick, because apparently they're not what I thought they were. Okay, so Estelle just barely has more attack. I like how they are very similar. I actually don't know what ATS mean. I'm assuming that's the magic, because I don't know what else would be. I don't know what that stands for. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a very good system thus far. And they start you out with 2 characters that are fairly simple and kind of similar in terms of their stats. So, it's much more up to you. This game actually scales the EXP gain really hard to discourage grinding. That's good, but I would argue that I am already over level. Which is not so good. Red Insectos. Kill? Yes. Yeah, still. Oh no, not kill. Must have like 1 hit point. Yeah. I kind of respect how it makes things like have actual stakes. It's kind of uncommon in games like this. It's really weird that that doesn't scale. Like, does that not scale with my stats at all? Doesn't seem to. Let's go check out the mine, since we're so close. And I'm kind of curious about it. Basic enemies are always chumps in these games, but till you get to a boss. Yeah, I've only gotten to, like, pseudo-bosses. Like, I don't think that anything I've fought thus far is really what I would call a boss. ATS is Arts Attack, ADEF is Arts Defense. Cool, that makes more sense. I take it you're a big fan of the series, Sabo. This is the entrance to the Malga Mine. If you're not here on business, then I'll have to ask you to leave. Oh, I wanted to do optionals. I want more things to examine, though. Little pet peeve. I wish that there was more of that in games in general, really. But, is there ever, like, a fast travel mechanic, by the way? I'm just kind of curious about that. It's not like this is a long trek, but it's something that would be nice. But I do genuinely appreciate the fact that this game is willing to put up a bit of a fight. Oh! It's nice of you to have not attacked with that critical. You see, like, now one of them is going to get a critical hit. Like, I should be paying more attention to those bonuses on the side. Because, like, it's not a small thing. Okay, we can at least take one of them out. But you have no idea how refreshing it is to see an RPG that's very traditional, for the most part, that actually encourages you to think through your strategies a little bit. Like, right now, I have to play it pretty safe in order to prevent Estelle from just straight up dying in this normal encounter. And it's not like it's, like, that high stakes of a situation. Like, I felt like I had pretty good control over that. But, that's the thing, like, it's... I think that it's commonly misunderstood that difficulty in a lot of RPGs comes down to the game just throwing unreasonable stat walls at you. Early Shin Megami Tensei gets crap for that a lot. You have to walk everywhere? Ugh. Alright. I mean, that's fine. Doesn't seem like it's that bad of a walk. I just hope that eventually enemies start running away from you or something. Because eventually I'm just going to be over-leveled. But it's seriously like such a massive pet peeve of mine when games like this just get so brainless. It's like you create these complex battle systems and like with, you know, like 50 abilities, like you have like 40 magic spells and you use like 5 of them. Like Guardians Crusade, the last game that I streamed, I love that game, but let's be real, 15 out of like 60 of the living toys are super useful. Which is sadly better than a lot of games. I distinctly recall in a lot of Final Fantasy games, in particular, like, you know, you constantly get spells that straight up replace the functionality of lower tier spells all the time. Fire, Fyra, Fyraga. Nice. So he gets a bonus. And the the only problem that I really have with that is the fact that you still have fire in your spell list, taking up space, doing absolutely nothing. It's just a spell that you scroll past for the rest of your playthrough. Like, why not balance the lower level spells to cast faster, or be more cost effective in certain circumstances, or have a chance to deal status effects in addition to the damage, so that they're not just useless in comparison to the powerhouse spells that you get later on. I don't know. That kind of thing just seems to make too much sense to me. Like, I try to make the lower tier spells at least cast very quickly. What would you think about an RPG that basically removes leveling mechanics entirely, and thus to balance all the game around strategy rather than crazy stat growth? There's actually a pretty interesting example coming out soon that I think will be a pretty interesting, you know, kind of case study for how well that sort of thing will work. There's this game called Long Gone Days. I supported it on Kickstarter, and I did a video on it. So I would highly recommend just looking up Long Gone Days, MC Profit, if you want any information on it. But it's been claimed that it's not going to feature a real traditional leveling up system. Fuck. Yeah, I'll just snipe you. But, and since it isn't, it's going to revolve entirely around upgrades, and the upgrade system is going to revolve around recruiting specialized teammates to your side in the army, and like getting equipment specialists and things like that. Which I think is much more interesting and kind of dynamic. So you're just like upgrading your armor to get more HP, you're upgrading your weapons and training to get better at doing damage and learning new techniques and getting new ammo types, things like that. Because it's a contemporary setting, you know, contemporary military stuff. So you have stuff like incendiary ammo for your special skills and things like that. So I'm kind of interested to see how that holds up. Because, you know, I'm not too big on the concept of a stat clash. Like, it's fun to be able to level up and see your numbers go up. Like, that's a visceral thrill of RPGs that's never really gonna go away. But, and I think it's okay to an extent to have some stuff that's like, you know, wow, this is really threatening. I should at least, maybe I should come back later, or maybe I should just risk it. Having a leveling up system enables that kind of thing. Where, you know, there's this risk versus reward sensation, and it's up to the player how difficult they want their life to be. And I think that's a pretty reasonable balance in a lot of ways. So it's tough to balance, but I think that overall I do still prefer a leveling up system, at least. I just think that ideally you should have enemies that are still threatening even when you have high stats. Enemies that do deadly status effects or remove percentages of HP every now and then. Or just inconvenience you, poison you, and the poison lingers outside of battle, or they have instant death and powerful debuffs. Just stuff to keep you on your toes, basically. Like, they can confuse your allies really easily. So, I just don't want it to come down to my stats are better than yours, basically. MC, are you afraid to endorse or condemn incest because of the special interest groups? How many special interest groups are concerned with these things? I don't particularly confirm like real life incest, because it's just so often a bad scenario. I'm talking about psychologically, safety-wise. I'm not even talking about offspring, because offspring doesn't necessarily have to be a part of relationships, but, you know, just having that family dynamic of, and like combining it with the complexity of a romance, it can be a very bad scenario very quickly, and also very often, you know, with incest, there are dramatic age and power differences that tend to favor one side over the other. Does that help? Is that nuanced enough for you? Wouldn't really work in an RPG where avoiding damage is dice rolls. You can at least set up systems in which you can maximize your chance, though. I think that's reasonable. You're gonna like this combat, lol. Nice. I already do. It's in my good graces already. I wish I could look at the actual number of my CP. I don't think I can. Yeah, I can. Oh, wait, no, yes, I can. Nice. So 126. I'm assuming that the cap is like 200. I like having, you know, kind of that ratio of like 120 or so. So that you can use a skill and then use the limit break. Which is what I'm always going to call it, by the way. I know that's not what it's called, but I'm going to keep calling it that. I feel like I'm learning my way around pretty easily in this town. All because of that start button convenience. It's such a nice little detail. Like, ever since I noticed that, I was thinking, like, can I implement that in my game? Because it's such a good feature. You see, this mushroom attracts monsters. Well, it's like this. So even though you knew the risk, you hired us for the job, Orvid? You could have just fucking said something like that. The big question here is your motive. What do you intend to use this mushroom for? Yeah, this thing could be a weapon. You had some kind of big nefarious plan, right? A nefarious mushroom plan. I like Estelle. You just fucking finished it? Nice. Hey, Jeremy. Good to see you. Did you just get here? Yeah, I think you did. Oh, wait. Nope, you've been here. Hi. Sorry I missed you. Also, hey, James. Glancing blows. Yeah, it's pretty complex stuff. Like, it's fun to balance this kind of game. Like, honestly, after I finish streaming this, I'm probably just gonna dive in and get back to working on my game. I've been very obsessive-compulsively... This is why it's such a pain to deal with country bumpkins. But, I want to get back to working on my own game. Also, hello, do not pursue Lou Blue. Lou Boo, sorry. How you doing? It's pretty much what you're saying is, it's for people with bizarre eating habits. There's a talk of one unacquainted with true delicacy. But then again, commoners such as yourself would never have an opportunity to try such dishes. And praise be to heaven for that. I mean, if you eat this thing, monsters are gonna come kill you. On behalf of this... I hope we get to kill this guy later. All I see is Viagra, definitely for Viagra, with no other context. So, thanks, Mitch, as always. To be honest, a lot of delicacies are actually pretty gross, and they only eat it because it's expensive. Fucking fish eggs is caviar, frog legs. The French are responsible for a lot of these things, actually. There's a lot of status food that I swear is popular because it's popular. How dare you say my name wrong? I'm sorry. I hope I can earn your forgiveness someday. If this was Dark Souls, I'd break out the self-flagellation whip. As penance. Erected in dispenser. I am really curious. I want the full story of this tower, so I think it's pretty interesting. Oh, we need to talk to, Holy Boy. Shit, no. I think there's someone at the hotel, but I don't give a shit. Like, a lot of, the fancy foods are just, like, I don't know. Just fancy objects in general feel like they're just expensive for the sake of being expensive. Joshua. I think Joshua killed someone when he was a little baby. Oh yeah, you aware of the obscene amount of dialogue in this game? Yes. And I kind of like it. It's fun. Also, Sabo, do not spoil anything at all, please. Does this game get darker? Just simple, like, does it get dark? Just simple yes or no. No detail. That's all I want to know. Is that that guy? Is that not the guy? It's pretty interesting. Wait. Girl in uniform. I think I know who you are. Yes, it does get darker. Okay. Just curious about that. But, I could have sworn that it was someone in the church. I must just be wrong. So, I'll check somewhere else. Are we sure? I could have sworn that it was it was Father Divine. But I guess not. I ate a $70 steak once because my dad got a new job and he wanted to buy my love. That sounds pretty familiar. Welcome to the real stream. Was weeding around the clock tower earlier. Do mayors have to do those kinds of jobs? That's his hobby. There are even rumors that he actually enjoys gardening, too. Maybe that's why he's called Old Man Claus. Well, aren't you glad that he's informal and accessible for everyone like that? That would be a really nice mayor, real talk. Just a mayor chilling out doing the gardening around the city. I kind of like that. I like this mayor. I know that our next quest revolves around the mayor. Ugh. Yeah, just reading on chat, and stupid trend will lead to millions of sharks being butchered alive and left to drown. Oh, the fucking shark fin. I know what you're talking about. That broke my heart the first time I saw that. That's horrible. Welcome to the happy stream, everybody. It's awful. I don't think anyone knows where Mayor is here. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head right now. And, like, I was actively involved in local politics until very recently. So I'm in 8th class now. They really take a long time for you to rank up. And then you have to clearly do a lot of side quests to rank up in the Bracers Guild, which is fine. This is actually something I wanted to talk about very briefly. I say very briefly. When have I ever talked about anything briefly? Ever. Ever. In the history of my channel, in the history of the stream. Ever have I ever talked about anything briefly. But, one of my favorite aspects of this game so far is the fact that instead of facilitating a greater amount of gameplay with mindless grinding and meaningless little tasks, you have all these cute little side missions that help develop the characters and have a lot of optional dialogue and help you explore and learn more about the world. And it's little things, but it leads to a lot of character development and character interaction. Like that thing with the mushroom, totally optional thing. It enabled us to quote-unquote grind, get more money, get more experience, get more rewards, get more items, etc. And it was much more interesting than just, let's go grind in the fucking woods for like 10 minutes. And I think that it's a great way to facilitate that kind of, you know, like, if people want to take the game at their own pace, I don't think that anyone really enjoys mindless grinding that much. Like, they might enjoy it, but you should at least make it so that if people want to level up a bit, get some more experience, practice on the fights, or just enjoy the fights, just give them context. It doesn't have to be the most meaningful thing in the world. It just has to exist for a reason. And this game is doing a really good job of that. Because, like, these side quests are actually involving, they have a lot of dialogue. It's not like the fights are particularly challenging, because they're just, like, slightly more scripted versions of the same fights that you'll meet on the road anyway. Where in the heckaroni? There we go, urgent job, yeah. Do you think that you're up to the task of replacing an orbment light and a road lamp along the Milch Main Road? I think we actually have to remember which one it is. Accept. If you're fine with us doing the job, then we'll gladly accept. Thanks. Really appreciate this. And I know that you can do this kind of thing in, like, every town. Like, there's bracer jobs updated, like, throughout the whole fucking game, and I'm really looking forward to that. Grind in the woods. I can interpret it in different ways. Some of it fun. All of it fun. All of it fun, James. Grinding, I'd say, is a weakness of game design, a weakness of leveling systems overall. I think that if you have to rely on leveling up, then it's a weakness. If you balance your game around rewarding preparedness and strategy over just raw numbers, then it's just kind of there for people who want it. It's hard to balance, but it's like I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 2 2.5 HD Remix Triple X Final Mix Super Turbo Edition 95, and you don't really need to grind in that game at all. And I took on like an optional boss, probably like 10 for 15 levels before I was really supposed to, and I almost beat it. And I was really happy about that. And the only reason I almost beat it is because like I was keeping everyone alive and I was managing my resources correctly. And I didn't even know what I was going into. I didn't even look up a guide or anything. I just dove in. And it was really rewarding to be rewarded for just skillful gameplay as opposed to just having the raw numbers. Though granted, I actually would have won that fight if I had the raw numbers. So even in action RPGs, it's not like a perfect system. The 6th road from Roland's West entrance. The 6th lamp. Fuck. Somebody in chat, write this down. 5, 4, 4, 8, 1, 8. Write it down. I don't see anyone writing it down because of the stream delay. I don't know. I'm looking. I'm not moving until I see it in chat. I should have just written to myself. What the fuck is wrong? Thank you, everyone. Of course, Marcus is like, I'm gonna fuck up Mark. Don't type wrong things. Someone ban her. It's 544818. Show off. I like how everyone is doing it now. After the combination is entered, the panel will open, and after all that, all that's left is to replace the ornament. It's not much more than an unconscious dislike for them, but if they do go out, then we run into real problems. So they actually have a pretty big purpose. Just a little bit of world building. Cool. 69, 69, 69, 6. Thanks, James. Thanks for having my back on this one. 1. Fuck. 2. 3. So it's in the next area. 4. 5. This is riveting gameplay, right? Swooks. There we go. We did it. Oh, well, that simplifies it. Unfortunately, it may not be that easy. Ah, fuck. Can't believe you've done this. So the orbment really has burned out. Anyway, one of us will need to fend off these monsters while the other replaces the orbment. Fuck. It's actually kind of tough. I don't know what's the better thing to do. Okay. Well, they don't do a lot of damage. Let's just kill one of them. Get it over with. Oh wow, that used all my... Fuck. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'll take less damage. Actually, these guys might do nothing. Okay. I'm not impressed. I'm kind of disappointed by that, the fact that I'm already... Like, I didn't do any real grinding at all, and I'm already this powerful. Let's see if it crits for, like, 1 damage. And it misses. See what I mean? Proper quest logs and proper conversation history go a long way. Yeah, they do. You don't see that kind of thing in games a lot anymore. Let's see what this thing does. Kitty kick. That's still not that big a deal. I think it is nice to have, like, notes just to be available. But, I don't know. This game is pretty generous with the notes that it includes. Like, I'm pretty sure that if you look at if you look at the journal, it probably has the combination written down. I'll check if I can. Oh, baby, I'm on a roll. Huh. You sound like that's a bad thing. I wanted to kill more things. Well, that was simple enough. I don't know, I like it. It's like watching a full bonus episode of content, basically, by doing all these side quests early on. By the way, limit breaks get 2 times damage and added effects if you have 200 CP. That's very cool. We'll keep that in mind. Murder, death, determination! The only morals that I need. Oh, right, fuck. To report to the person. I think it is a little obnoxious that you have to, like, report to the person and then go back and report to the guild, and it's like... And it also explained the purpose behind all the street lamps. Yeah, like, there's a lot of world building here. I don't know. It's nice. The look on your face, it seems like you finished the job. Yep, and we did a fine job, too. But we did have a few hang-ups. Thought a report to you as a matter of good measure. So it really was burnt out, huh? I'm sure it happened because we were late replacing it. Sorry, kids, you were put in harm's way because of me. We're good at killing shit. What can we say? I kind of feel like obtaining the code is in and of itself a process. If you have to obtain it somehow, then nice, but if they tell you in one place and then all you have to do is carry that knowledge to a specific point and then write it in, it does feel like an unnecessary thing, like a color key that also makes you write stuff down. Yeah. It doesn't add that much. It's basically like giving you a key. Like, the fact that it didn't make you remember it at all was kind of interesting. Impede. Nice. That's actually really useful. I definitely want to See if I can open up another slot. I guess for Joshua? Fuck. Oh, that sucks. I guess water is rare. I'll have to look into that. Let's see if Impede gives Joshua an attack spell as well. Oh, it's not an option anyway. Impede. Sylphan Guard. Prevents enemy arts with 50% success. Oh, when I attack. That's a tough call. Because the thing is, the fire spell is basically the best spell in the game right now. Because so much shit is weak to it. I think I need to keep that. Water isn't rare, they have a nice clean sewer full of it. You're right. The sympathy you get depends on the area and monsters. Yeah, I figured. Gained BIP. So we did get a nice little bonus. Anything new? Yeah, I don't think that we're going to be able to do this quite yet, so we should just continue on with one of the story quests. Oh, by the way, guys, I should have mentioned this earlier. This is probably going to be a slightly shorter stream. I might end it at like 7-ish. Maybe 7:30. Just so y'all know. Oh, Mayor Klaus. Speak with him for further details. That's a lot. I hate it when it goes all, like, fucking surrealist horror on me with this shit. What are you doing? Witcher 3 is a good example of a game that expects you to consult the menus to prepare yourself. When you expect the player to do the research, make the research convenient and enjoyable. Yeah. Since, oh, Corey is streaming at 7, then I will end exactly at 7. I think that's reasonable. I actually forgot. So, in half an hour, yes. So if you have any pressing questions, now is the time. See, normally I would be like, why do I have to walk all the way back to heal? But this house is so charming that I kind of don't care. It's cute. But in Angel's Edict, I try to make it so a lot of the NPCs and books in local areas have information on the local monsters and things like that, so that you can figure out what you're supposed to do that way by doing actual research and gathering information that way. I just find that that's more engaging in general. Oh, my spine. I don't even know if you guys heard that crack, but I did. Jesus. I basically died. Also, guys, I have to ask y'all. We have to be careful. Need to be careful to have the NPC voice the lore in natural ways. Yes, exactly. Unless you're being tongue-in-cheek about it in, like, a Mario RPG kind of way. Good that I know I can save for the full stream, exactly. So, I have to ask you guys, if I do Ape Escape next, would y'all be supporting that? Because I don't think I'm gonna continue streaming this game. And that's not a knock against the game itself in any way. But to explain my kind of issue with it, one, it was a very slow burn, and it chased a lot of people away just with that first episode. Let's be real. And two, it's such a dialogue-heavy game that it's hard to commentate over it. And I'm sure you guys have noticed that this stream is not flowing as well, you know what I mean, as most of my other stuff. Which is funny because, like, Guardians Crusade was the last thing I played, and that was a super dialogue-heavy game, but just not to this extent. You have 1% knowledge of what it is. Ape Escape is... You're in for a treat. You're in for a treat, then. Also, this is a lovely house model. And I just want to make it clear, like, I really do enjoy this game, and I'm actually going to be playing it on my own time, and I'm probably going to do a review of at least the intro, and the rest of the game, like, kind of talking about how good the game gets, but also deconstruct the problems with the intro. Like, you know, so not a full review, but just kind of like a little editorial. Because I do have a lot to say. It's interesting. Yeah, this game is a long, slow burn. It's basically stream poison. Yeah, I'm glad that people have stuck around for as long as they have, honestly, because this is not the best stream topic, let's be real. It's a great game. I don't want to undersell it, but it's... nah. Yeah, Guardians Crusade had long stretches of exploring. The dialogue was all funny and quick and witty. It was like the perfect kind of RPG to stream in that sense. So, this is very character focused, and that's fine, and I really like it as a game, just terrible to stream. I feel pretty confident in that. Hi! You have a really cute model. Oh, guys, he's important. Dude, okay, those of you who have seen my stream, like, of my own game, Angel's Edict, tell me this doesn't remind you of Grandpa Harkerus. Seriously. Man, that's weird. He looks a lot like him, honestly. Just that kind of warm, kindly old grandpa look. He's a cool dude. The main character in Guardians Crusade also doesn't have long stretches of dialogue. Yeah, no, he's, a very charming character, despite the fact that he's a totally silent protagonist. Oh, we're trying to, at least. I'm very sorry about my dad. I never learned how to pronounce this word, actually, now that I think of it. I've used it a lot in writing. I'm not even gonna try. My dad, on his promise like this, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my stream. There's no need for apologies. Knowing your father, it's typical for him to be swamped with work like this. Anyway, with Lita and my wife out and about, I'd like to move this conversation somewhere else. Oh. Why don't we head upstairs to my study and go over the details? Another game that this really makes me want to play, by the way, is Harvest Moon. Like, that would be probably a one-off stream, because Harvest Moon is not very interesting to watch, in my opinion. But, it's pretty... It's worth the stream. It's very charming. In truth, I don't think you'll find this request particularly difficult. And it's for that reason, I think, that asking the guild to do this job may have been a bit presumptuous. Unfortunately, I'm unable to get away from my work, and I had to break down and ask the guild for help. We were informed that this job involves a transport of a certain something, but what is it exactly you would like us to carry and where? Joshua's dialogue is so fascinating to me. And he's the kind of character that you can only pull off if you're really good at writing in general, because so much of his dialogue sounds so fake and meticulous and overly polite, and we already know that he has this kind of dark side brewing underneath the surface. And he's afraid of being... He's literally expressed fears of being a sociopath. Or having something in his heart that's just broken fundamentally. And I love that his dialogue really conveys that, and it makes a lot of what he says kind of thought-provoking in retrospect. Like, this is the kind of game that I can tell, like, going back and playing it again, with the knowledge that I'm sure I'm going to gain from continuing. I'm sure it'll be kind of a haunting experience, which is my favorite kind of RPG opening. I can tell. There's something there. Stardew Valley? I streamed some Stardew Valley. I highly recommend looking up, look up MC Ruins a Neighborhood. Stardew highlights. That was probably that's probably one of my favorite videos on the channel, MC Play It. So, I don't want to dig up the link right now, but just look that up after the stream. It's pretty funny. I will be hosting my friend, Corey, Modest Narcissist, though. I believe he's going to continue Dark Souls 3, so if any of you are interested in that, stick around. I'm going to host him. He's a very, very funny boy. When you say Septium, do you mean like Sepith that we often come across? Accurately speaking, Sepith is fragmented septium, which is too small to be used as precious stones. Therefore, this Sepith is refined and baby. Shut up, Joshua, you fucking nerd! So that's a difference, huh? I think I've got a better grasp on things now. I should have talked over that. That was actually probably informative. We've actually been able to obtain a certain kind of septium called Ismelas from the Malga mine since the olden days. However, since a large piece of this crystal was recently discovered, I've asked the mine chief to hold on to it until someone could pick it up. Would you like us to pick this crystal up from the mine chief and bring it here? Okay. That's easy. Sounds simple. I'm sure that this is when the aliens invade! Will do, Command. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, some sage advice: this series is very easily to accidentally spoil yourself on, so you should avoid looking up anything on these games. Okay. That's good to know. You speak from experience? Yeah. Well, it's good to know, then. Because I am enjoying this, and I really do not want to spoil anything for myself. Hello, Safe. You are conspicuous as fuck. I'm surprised I can't examine that. MC will not recognize us, guys? Hmm? What are we talking about? I will recognize each and every one of you. You all mean so much to me. What are you talking about? I'm sorry, but I did what I could. I don't know what you're talking about. What did I miss? Oh. I have a question for you. Will you recognize your Will you recognize your illegitimate children you had through time travel, aka those of us that watch your stream? What are you fucking talking about? What? What do you fuck? What? I don't know what you mean. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. One second. I don't know what any of you guys mean. You guys are being really silly. You know, haha. I've never time traveled before in my life. No idea what the hell you could possibly be talking about. But I just need to make a quick call. Yeah, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Hold on. I gotta turn off my mic real quick so that you guys can't hear. Okay. Hi, Corey?
Yes?
They know.
They know.
They know.
They know about what?
You know.
See, you're saying they know, but I don't know what they know. You can tell me what they know so that I know? Because I don't know.
They know about the time
Do you
travel.
know?
They know about the time traveling refrigerator, okay?
How?
They know about my illegitimate offspring that I've had in the future past. They know that I have children that are older than me. They know.
How?
I don't know, but they're joking about it in chat, like, wouldn't this be funny? Like it's a fucking laughing matter.
It's a matter of national security.
It is! And don't worry, the mic is off. They can't hear any of this.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, then, it's great that you told me that, because I wanted to mention to you that I found I found the number for that Swiss bank account.
Oh, thank God.
That we made?
Thank God. Okay, tell me that entire number right now on the phone.
Okay.
I don't know why you're laughing. This is a matter of national
This is a matter of national
You know what? I'll hold off on the number for now.
What the fuck are you doing?
I don't look. Just
How long you streaming right now? Is that what you're doing?
look. Just call Red Panther. And
Panther?
yes, you know. And let him know that the diamond is in the other bird nest. Okay.
I'll make sure to do that.
Okay.
Send
But-
Purple Flamingo my regards.
Yeah, you're using the decoy phone for this, right?
You called me.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I
Well,
told you not to store personal numbers in the burner phone.
I
What did
fuck.
tell you?
I
What did
fucking.
tell you? You don't put personal numbers in the burner phone. You lose the phone and
Okay. Look. Just call. You know, our friend at the
Black Jacuzzi?
Look, I can't say the name. I think we've established that I can't say the name. I've said too much as is.
That's why I've been using silly color-coded animal code names. And also, the jacuzzi.
Look, get out of the fucking jacuzzi.
And the-
Stop
I'm
stop.
not in a jacuzzi. He's called jacuzzi.
Oh, I thought that you were in your Playboy mansion. I'm sorry.
No, not today. That's on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Why do you think I don't do the late night show? That's because I'm there.
I know you have a lot of appointments.
I know.
You are the
Got
most
so much shit to do.
you are the most popular former spy slash gigolo in America. So that is true.
Yes. And juggalo. I'm a gigolo juggler.
Yeah, you know, I still have trouble looking past that particular part of your past. But anyway,
It's not a past. It's not a past thing. What do you think I'm wearing under the mask?
oh God, Corey, you've changed.
We've all changed, Mark.
I remember back when Obama first interrupted our conversation on the phone because, you know, ICA,
Yeah.
and we were just talking about, like, you know,
In ICU.
he did. That's what he said, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
laughed,
he said that.
and he laughed about it, like in that
Yeah.
in this really
Like it wasn't a matter of national security.
well, yeah, like he fucking like he joked about, like he had like a dad joke moment. Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He-
I remember when he first entrusted us and told us that he was still the president, even now, secretly.
Yeah, okay.
We've come a long way since then, but and you know, like, you've killed a lot of people in San Jose, but I have to say that the thing that I still can't get over is the fucking clown makeup. I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I've listened to some of their music. I don't get it.
You have to understand, it's a distraction. People are so taken aback by the fact that I would wear two masks at once that they don't know what to think. And in that moment, that is when I make my strike.
Anyway, just tell Red Panther what I said, okay?
All right.
And call our inn at the you know where.
I thought it was the you know what.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, well, no. The you know where is somewhere completely different. There's the you know where and the you know what. Which one is it?
Corey, what part of Taps do you not fucking understand? Roll with it.
What?
This isn't the burner okay, fuck it. I need to get back to the real pressing matter. These people are, as far as I can tell, these people still think that I'm a fucking, like, YouTuber or whatever. So, I need to keep up that ruse.
Why would anyone waste their time on YouTube?
It's a fucking dead medium.
It's a fool's game.
Like, fucking no one makes any money.
No one goes to YouTube to make money.
I mean, at least the money I make from Twitch subscriptions is going directly towards a satellite, but...
That's excellent. That's excellent.
Yes.
I can't wait till we get that baby up and running.
Just funnels directly to it.
Yep. It's powered completely by money.
Okay, anyway, you have 15 minutes to confirm with Red Panther because you're about to do your own cover, so...
Yeah, I gotta keep the story consistent.
Yeah. Okay,
Just to double check, the microphone was muted, right?
Yeah, this whole time.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you absolutely certain?
Yeah, the little...
I'm looking at it.
The little red light's on, that means that it's off. Okay, man.
No.
I'm gonna see you later, man,
No,
okay?
no,
I'll see you later.
Mark, you don't understand.
Whew! That was close. Hey guys, sorry for that delay. It's always embarrassing when you have technical issues like that. But yeah, like I mentioned before, I'm actually going to start hosting Corey's stream in about 15 minutes. That's all that call was about. I was just confirming with him. But you know how he is. I heard from Lita that the vegetables from Pretzel Farm haven't arrived. I wonder what's going on. Vegetables from there have a delicious, fresh flavor. Wow, great dialogue. This is a good game. I like video games. This is all I want to do with my life. Play video games and get paid to do it for some reason. Confusion intensifies? I don't know what you're talking about, LimeWire. Stream will end in 15 minutes. All the clues were there? What are you talking about? What are you guys talking about? You guys are being really silly. Anyway, let's go see the mine. I'm curious about the mine. Better save my game, too. Is this the little girl that, like, does the reporting? According to my sources, it looks like there's been an incident at the Pretzel Farm. I wonder if I should go barging into the guild and report it to Aina. Oh my god. Kid. She's adorable. Milchbane Road, Malga Trail. Okay, so it's past here. There's, I think that you can get stuff to go, like food-wise here. Oh! Oh, you can... Oh, that's good. Oh, that's awesome, man. I like that a lot. So now we can, Shit, that's actually really good. 5 milled flour, though. 1 olive oil. Beast flesh. I guess that must be for the meatballs. Want some beast flesh pasta? It's wholesome pasta. I really want some wholesome pasta in my life. I like to imagine it's just pasta in the shape of, like, Kirby. Let's buy that. Because I'm kind of curious if you can actually read that. It's very cheap, at least, the ingredients. Wholesome pasta, olive oil. Olive oil is a little bit more expensive. Let's get some more milled flour so we can make it twice. That's good to have. The cooking system is interesting because it's basically like a little camp, as far as I can tell. Wholesome pasta for wholesome stream. Too bad wholesome family is not here right now. I'm sorry to hear that. Lime, you will know the truth one day. Like tomorrow if you rewatch the stream. Yeah. And it has to be tomorrow because Corey is going to be streaming right after me. Starting at 7. I'm like reading all these comments in chat and I just don't understand any of them. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I kinda don't want to fight any normal enemies. I would imagine it would be pretty easy to run away from this guy. Fairly consistently. But, yeah, like I was saying before I was, rudely interrupted by my necessary call with Corey. About streams! Only about streams! But before I was interrupted by that, I was talking about how I'm going to continue this on my own time, and I think I am. Because I really do enjoy it, but it's a shame that it's not a good stream game. But, you know, I've only been streaming as an affiliate for like 2 full months, so I'm learning. I guess it's 3-ish now. Yeah, I don't know if that's really accurate to say, because when did I first become an affiliate? Does anyone remember? Because even I fucking don't anymore. I think it might have been December when I actually, like, filled everything out. Fucking Christ. I hate these things. I kind of just want to keep running, because I feel like I'm just wasting resources. Yeah. Just get out of here. Because I'm like, not really gaining anything from these fights anymore. Amalgamine. I'm glad that it's at least easy enough to avoid the fights. But, yeah, I'm still learning what's a good stream game. I know that Ape Escape is going to be a good stream game. I'm pretty confident in that. But I need to take a break and recharge. So, I'm probably not going to do it tomorrow. I also have some pretty complex video topics that I want to focus on right now. Case in point, watch the stream when it goes to archive. It's great. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, King Mitch. I'm glad people still have fun. Stealth shows Landan. Landan? Okay. Well, alright then. If you got a referral from the mayor, that's a different story. I didn't mean to make your job any more difficult. But do you mind going inside and speaking with the boss directly? I'm supposed to stand watch out here. Interesting. He's the kind of guy who enjoys discovering a septium load more than eating 3 meals a day. I'm fairly sure he's working down in the lower tunnels today. It's actually kind of an interesting mission that we're basically not even going to be able to start. Ooh. One sec. I like this immensely. That's a cute little track. Let's see. Would it be weird if Obama was still president? That would... I think it would be in the best interests of the country overall. And use a jacuzzi on Wednesdays? What are you talking about? Okay, when the mic has the red... Great Idios! What are you kids doing down here? Playing a normal video game stream by a normal video gamer. Are you friends with someone who video games? Not exactly. We've come to Mine Chief request Mayor game. Oh, you're Crystal Game? Well, you're here Cover Game. You're here President Game on the opposite game side game. Hip Gamer hashtag game? When you gamed into the game cart, you came Diverges. If you follow the other line, you'll find him under the floorboards. In order to get there, you'll have to go back to where you came from and flip the lever to activate the track switch. Okay, cool. So they're introducing the way that the minecarts work. You can at least put a treasure chest here, guys. Get your shit together. I'm depressed I have to help pick a president for my country in a few months and every candidate sucks. I mean, welcome to all of them. By which I mean all countries. It's an elevator here, right? No. No, I guess not. How are you gonna make all these alternate routes and have no... Like, that is a running complaint I actually have about this game. They have a lot of alternate routes, but there's nothing at the end of any of them. That seems very silly to me. Like, they make the world more believable, I guess, by having all these alternate routes, but I don't know. Quickly clip that segment. I think I heard a... What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is there a way to heal here? I hope that there is. I don't like having a little bit of health missing. Let me have a look. Great, busy work. I have a fetish for minecarts in video games that I can only blame on Donkey Kong Country. But this seems a little bit silly to me, like, the way that this controls. Like, why wouldn't you just be able to control which way it turns earlier on? It's like, I get it mechanically, but it just seems kind of repetitive and silly from a game design standpoint. Did you guys know that I'm a nitpicker? Because I kind of am. Elevator key, cool. I'll have to try to remember to return it. Because that's the kind of thing that, like, this game keeps you on your toes about. Like, you know, maybe if you don't remember to return the mine key, you get, like, a penalty later or something. Or you get a bonus if you do remember. Things like that. But yeah, I'm definitely continuing this game on my own time. It's very inspirational for my own game. Because it has that, like, nice balance of that turn-based RPG system that's actually very strategically engaging. Let's do this shit. King Mitch was dethroned because he knew too much and was discredited? I don't know what you're talking about. Not every dead end needs a fat loot, but some of them do, Inquisitor. Some of them do. You may not have an interest in politics, but politics will always have an interest in you. That's very true, Kitsune. It's very true. I know, it is always Donkey Kong Country. I love Donkey Kong Country so much. It's so good. I don't know if I would ever stream that, but I should probably talk about it again. It's a great game to cover. Interesting little environment here. Miner in training. Okay, cool. So you're looking for the mine chief, are ya? I'm sure he's somewhere across the bridge. This is a pretty cool atmosphere. I sure hope we don't get into any battles down here. Oh, this must be to, like, move heavy objects, I guess. Oh, how convenient. It's not suspicious at all. Donkey Kong MC ROM hack when? I kind of do have an interest in a couple of ROM hacks, especially things that make games harder. Zippy, one of our frequent viewers. Is he a subscriber? He's on Patreon. But, Miner Bones. Can't believe he's pulling the same stunts after the last earful he got from the boss. I like all the personality of these little miners. And I ate a ton of food, but now I'm hungry again. Oh, Trent's the best character. Finally, someone I can relate to. Here for what? That long segment with the muted mic? Yeah, again, sorry guys. I should have at least put up a little text disclaimer explaining what was going on. Maybe I ought to try sneaking off the town for lunch again. Yeah. Crap, we only have 3 minutes left. The stream is probably going to end on a cliffhanger, I just realized. But that's okay. You'll just have to play the game yourself, I guess. Oh, there he is. Heaven and earth, what are two kids like you doing down here in the mine? You're the mine chief, right? Boy, am I glad to see you. We've been searching all over this dank place for you. We're with the Bracer Guild, and we've come today on behalf of Mayor Santa. It's quite a feat for being so young. Hey, it's not that big a deal. Please stroke my ego more. By the way, you're supposed to have some sort of crystal for us, right? Alright, give me a second. This little baby is something you don't see every day. Which is why I've been keeping it as close to myself as possible. The Mine Chief reaches deep into the core of his own flesh and rips a large grain crystal from his breast. Wow. That's all you can say, Estelle? Wow? I mean, yeah, I guess. I've never seen a crystal this big before. That is impressive. There seems to be a light swirling around inside, too. It's one of several types of septium. Specifically, it's an Esmeralda crystal, which is endowed with the power of wind. For a gem of this size, you're looking at for a hefty price tag. I'm talking about a small fortune here. Make absolutely sure that it gets to the mayor. Roger that. Received septium crystal. It's so beautiful. Feels like I'm carrying a little fairy in my hand. Estelle, I swear to fuck. This is super fun. I'm 12. That's nice and all, but how about you stop horsing around? If you drop it, we could be in some real trouble. Fine, you big killjoy. Estelle put the crystal away deep into the crevice of her heart! Well, I guess that's that. Get out of your hair now, Mr. Gatan. But don't worry, we'll make sure this gets to the mayor. I'm counting on you, kids. Huh? What's the matter? That's odd. The airflow down here suddenly shifted. The airflow? The scent, it's... Whoa! It's... It can't be. But it is. I know what that sound is. It's... the end of the stream. Thanks so much for stopping by, everybody. In all seriousness, it was great seeing y'all. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream. I know that it's been a little bit boring. This hasn't been like the most successful stream I think I've done, but it was still fun. It was fun to talk about this topic. It is not a J.O. crystal. Somebody ban Juan. Anyway. Time is a lie. Reality is determined by 3 people in a box outside of it. Mitch, I think you need help. Anyway. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you're new, I hope you follow. I hope you stay tuned. I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm going to start hosting my friend Corey. He's going to be doing some Dark Souls, I think. I actually didn't even confirm with him. But, yeah. It'll be a fun time. I'm probably going to do Ape Escape next. I'm going to be continuing this game on my own time. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see y'all again soon. Y'all are sexy. And just remember, you owe me your allegiance.